a string of albums and releases and appearances now. Beyonce's Lion King album, first of all. First, has anyone seen the film?
Not yet.
I've not seen it, but I really want to go.
I'm going to be watching it. Actually, I'm going to wait till the weather's dead again.
Yeah.
I ain't rushing. I know what happens.
I've seen that shit when I was
I've
a kid.
literally seen this film before. Apparently, they really don't make many changes.
Oh, no,
it's
almost like
word for word.
It's like, you know, when Vince Vaughn remade Psycho. And it was like Vince Vaughn remade like Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, and it was literally a shot-for-shot remake. It was really bad. Check that out if you want something to laugh at.
My only fear is Beyonce is Nala. What I am loving, though, is Beyonce dropping an Afrobeats album.
Oh, that was, yes. All there for that. So when I heard it at first, I was like, the fuck? I was like, oh, people are going to have a lot to say about this. But you know what? She did it fucking very well.
I heard it, and about 3 songs in, bear in mind, the first song is a fucking intro from James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Oh no, 1 second, it's not 3. By the 4th song, bear in mind, at that stage, 2 of the 4 appearances have been James Earl Jones. I fully forgot this was Lion King. I was like, Beyonce is in the motherland, and I fucking love it.
So I'm going to go ahead and admit to something.
You have not listened to it.
No, I have some of it. When you said, has anyone listened to the Lion King album?
Yeah.
I legitimately thought you meant the soundtrack.
Okay.
So I went and listened to the soundtrack, and I was like, this is amazing.
Oh.
No, I didn't know.
Well, yeah, everyone fucking loves Elton John.
Do you know what?
Well, it was great hearing Donald Glover singing Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
I'll give you that as well, though.
I will give you that.
Because
that album's fucking great too.
When I saw everyone like tweeting about it and stuff, I was just like, Lion King soundtrack. I was like, oh, okay. Typed it in on the DSP. And obviously when you type in Lion King soundtrack, the first thing that comes up is the actual soundtrack. I was listening to it. I was like, this does not sound like motherfucking Afrobeats. I was like, why am I getting Elton John? I was like, what the fuck's it? And then, looked into it a little bit more and realized that it was Beyonce's.
I listened to the actual soundtrack, the one that's got the cast in it.
Yeah.
And formulated all my opinions, got ready to talk about it, and then by the time I'd realised the error of my ways, I listened to a little bit of the Beyonce one, and then was just like, oh fuck, I haven't got time. This was yesterday.
That's hilarious. You're missing out.
You should definitely.
I'm totally going
this
to.
This is the perfect weather for it. Put it on a speaker.
Even the this weather's perfect. Oh, do you know what? Once we finish, I'm putting it on. Even the structure, the way that they did it. Where was it? Is it each track and then it has a skit in between?
Yes, each track and then a skit or an interlude from a character of the movie.
Yeah, and
that's cool.
And it ties it in. So like even without, obviously we've already watched the original.
Yeah.
So like when you're listening back to it, you're like, oh yeah, so this is the part of the film we're at now, and everything makes sense within it.
It's so good. We have amazing appearances. Burna Boy has his entire own track.
Oh, we got a
Flames.
Before anywhere. AJ, I need you to get ready. Explosions.
1 second.
I need to give a big round of applause to Bipolar Sunshine. Two credits on there. A producer credit and a writer's credit.
Yeah.
I can't remember what track it was. I think it was like track 5 or something.
Finding out as we speaks.
I think it was like track 5 or something like that. It was like, was it called Bad Girl or something like that?
I will find out.
But yeah, that's a massive move. So yeah, big ups.
Super disappointed that John Oliver doesn't have one of the little skits.
Yeah, actually, yeah,
that'd
that's
been
true.
so funny. Other than that, I will listen and I will get.
She
back to
started crazes and dances around the world.
Yeah.
There's challenges. Brown Skin Girl is lit up the entire of Twitter.
I think it was Brown Skin Girl that he's got the credits on.
Oh, that would be amazing. Let me just do the
Who we're looking for?
Adeo Martin.
Yep.
Yeah,
he is. Brown Skin Girl. That is life-changing.
Producer and a writer's credit. On probably one of the best songs on the album.
On a song that features Beyonce, Blue Ivy, Jay-Z, and St. John.
Incredible.
And he's credited as a lyricist on that same song as well. Oh my gosh, that is insane. Props to you. Okay. Done with Beyonce?
I don't think I am because...
Oh, wow, okay,
I don't think I am because...
Say with your chest.
With everything that's like coming round from this album and like the impact that it's having, all the challenges, everything like that.
Yeah.
Do we think that this is one of the... well, I'm going to say 2 questions. Do we think that this is one of the most impactful soundtracks ever? Bearing in mind, not an album. Like, we're looking at...
Do you mean the Lion King soundtrack in general?
No, the Lion King, Beyonce is The Gift album.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have time. We haven't had time to make statements like that yet.
Yeah, we can.
Can we?
Do you think that it's better than Kendrick's Black Panther?
Yes.
No. Well, I mean, I haven't heard
Yeah,
it.
that's an insane thing to say. So
Yes, no.
that album for TD and J Rock did win Grammys.
Yeah.
It did.
No, but this is going to win Grammys.
This is going to smash awards. Hopefully, it came out in time because we know how their
their
time periods work.
Their lack of date system.
I think this has been noticeably impactful. One, because of the variety of artists on there. Artists had their own points to shine. Black Panther is about an imaginary African country where they use imaginary African languages. And it's all made by Americans.
Yeah.
The only African thing about the Black Panther album, as much as we loved it, was that weird echoey sample, which is straight from the movie, which just flows through the entire album.
You went there.
Like, it was solid rapping, solid album.
I mean, the
it
soundtrack
was not
was incredible.
impactful.
No,
the
but
movie
is
was
it-
impactful.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
this-
is it not impactful because it was attached to the movie, which was impactful?
Yes.
The
The
movie was incredibly
the movie
impactful.
This
yeah.
on its own part, this album, I've seen
taken
videos
alone,
of
fine.
little girls in Zambia dancing on YouTube to Brown Skin Girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're not at the cinema watching that, but they've already heard that song and they're dancing with pride.
All right.
And that is amazing.
Yeah, like when you, to be fair as well, when you actually look at,
And the visuals.
when you look at the artists that she's had on there, she's got so many, like, for people that don't really know the Afrobeats kind of music, these are completely unheard artists.
Yeah.
Like, to the mainstream, these are completely unheard. Like, I would say, the majority of people probably will have only heard of Burna Boy, Mr. Easy.
Do you know, I was just looking at Mr. Easy then and thinking, people will probably know their songs and not even know them.
Do you reckon?
You could probably play a Burna Boy on the radio and people will dance and sing along
and not know it's
and
Burna
not
Boy.
know who Burna Boy is.
I'm usually a good litmus
Until they
test for
hear him
something like
speak,
that.
because you can't hide Burna Boy's voice.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah. For me,
Wizkid is exactly the same.
I was asking this, but I feel like Wizkid, everyone knows Wizkid.
In the culture, AJ, you wouldn't know who Wizkid is, would you?
No, I've heard the name.
You would know a Burna Boy song, you wouldn't know who Burna Boy is.
Yeah, no.
I just put all of those words in your mouth. Sorry. Pause.
You're just like, yeah.
Thank you.
That's how you ask a loaded question.
No, but like,
Thank you, teacher.
I asked that question because, my response was the same as yours. I think that when you take the actual music itself and you compare the two, I think Beyonce's one is so much more impactful for different culture, bringing different cultures together.
The fact that this is aimed for different cultures that aren't necessarily represented on the global platform, and people that aren't represented on the global platform. Only over the last 2-3 years has standing for black women been a thing. Before then, it was like a really niche thing on Twitter, where like if you tweet the wrong thing about Serena Williams, they'll find where you work.
Yeah.
Now, the Sun is being shot down for what they say. Like magazines, newspapers, there was a time they were allowed to run the stupidity.
Yeah.
And now Beyonce's singing about it. I did read a few people say Beyonce's late to the train, but
does it matter?
People who say shit like
she
that
is the captain
piss
now.
me off. People who say shit like that piss me off. There is no trend to empowerment.
Yeah.
People need to get over
yeah.
themselves. I say that like I'm targeting someone. I'm not targeting anyone can get them shots. But if people
Anyone
say
can hold bullets.
that,
Pow, pow.
but people say that Beyonce's late to like the celebrating Afrobeats and celebrating empowering
matter?
black women. If she's late to the party, how fucking comfortable are you to cancel that invite? It ain't a party.
Yeah.
People are just trying to be fine. Like, that's not a party situation.
Listen, I turn up to party. The party will start at 10. I'll turn up at 1 a.m. I'm still fucking invited.
Exactly. There's still
and I'm
a party.
still going to come and I'm still going to provide something.
Exactly.
Like,
Shout out to Shatta Wale.
Yeah,
and I also
it's
think
just everybody wants to be the most.
Everyone wants to pull the trigger on a cancel culture.
Yeah.
Not even that. Everyone wants to be the most. I hate the word. Everyone wants to be the most woke. It's like, we were doing this way, but it's the classic hipster thing. We were all for empowerment before it was cool.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Empowerment's still empowerment. You
But
mope.
back onto that anyway. The Beyonce soundtrack. I can't imagine the Lion King having anything else apart from that now. Like there's just the music fitted perfectly with everything.
I hope this is a wake up for the rest of Hollywood in their movie making.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Yes.
But yeah, I hope we're getting a Black Panther 2. I hope they learn and go, okay, maybe if you're making a movie about a made-up African country that you just draw on top of the map, maybe do a bit more research than just sending out the fashion designer. That's what they did.
No,
she fucking nailed it.
Yeah, there was
it.
a lot of, for the languages that they were speaking in Black Panther, there was a lot of research done to get those. There's a lot of words in Wakandan that are taken from other African languages. Just as a point. I'm not African.
There's a whole controversy about that because they made it up to sound nice.
Hey, it's a movie.
So it's like
it's a movie.
Yeah, that's true. Then
has to sound nice.
Then just say that. Don't go, we've done all of this to pick traditional South African languages, blah, blah, blah. And then South Africans go there really excited to go, my language is in a movie. And then they're like, what the fuck are they saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, like these words sound nicer. It's the whole beef with some of the songs from the original Lion King.
It's a made-up country.
Do you know what this
that's offensive in itself, but no one cares about that because it's fucking sick.
Do you know what the two words that it comes down to? Culture appropriation.
True say.
No.
Yes.
In Black Panther?
Yes.
No, well,
the way Hollywood treats those things.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I was getting, because when we look at the whole
But we can't love Black Panther for how,
I think they could have...
For what it was and hate it at the same time. I'm going to do both.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, I'm not going to, but I can see, because I'm not African.
Really?
But I'm not African, so I can see, for me, I just see it as a great movie for black empowerment.
Yeah.
But I can see how people that are African would be offended by our language.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean? I see both. I'm saying you don't get to be both.
You can.
You can.
You can be proud that you're finally put on a global platform for everyone to even be able to ask you the questions. Because before Lion King, people didn't care what Hakuna Matata meant. That existed before Lion King.
Yeah.
And now kids are singing it. So someone has to answer those questions.
Yeah.
And if Disney are not going to sit there and release all of the research they put into these movies,
no.
But people from said cultures can. So now you can go to someone from South Africa and go, those languages in Black Panther, that question where they can get angry, where the switch happens, that question will probably be answered with, oh, they fucking made that up. Let me tell you where that came from.
But of course they made that up. It's a made-up country with a made-up language that has to sound African because it's in Africa.
Yeah, but if you're going to take it from somewhere, why do you have to make it up? It exists anyway.
Bear in mind,
if you're gonna,
everything's in English, and that's fine. It exists anyway. You don't have to make it up.
If you're in that made-up universe where this is a hidden country, this is a country that lives inside, it's invisible, pretty much. The cities are invisible.
Then Star Wars it. Don't just take a culture and pick the bits you want because it looks pretty or sounds pretty. Star Wars it. Make it up and see how that goes.
Yeah, but okay. So if they said, "Here's a made-up country in Africa,"
what is that? Yeah, go on.
Because it was already in Africa.
Yeah.
The filmmakers didn't do that. The comics did that. Here's a made-up country in Africa.
Yeah.
And they made up a language instead of sort of, taking good bits from a lot of languages.
Yeah.
They just flat out made up a language.
Yeah.
You better believe people would be way more mad at that.
Yeah.
Because then it's just
I get that.
That would be like me making up an Asian language.
That sounds hilarious. I get it now.
Yeah, if I made up an Asian language and did my own somewhat racist version of a bit of Chinese, a bit of Japanese, maybe I throw some.
Yeah,
if I did my impression of that, then people are going to be rightfully mad at me. And it would be the exact same thing in Africa. If I just made up an African language and I started clicking and doing other random noises, people would be offended. If you take bits from actual languages and get linguists to make something out of everything, it fits the story better because it's here's a made up country in Africa. They've probably got influences from all these real places.
Okay.
I do get it.
You win that.
I do get it.
You win that battle. The war is still to be won.
I do feel like they could have just picked one language.
Well, no, because it could have been very easily done that.
They could have picked one language, but then it would have been associated with a real country.
Yeah, because
here's that country that speaks that language. It all comes down to it's
no
a
one's
made
gonna
up.
do that work.
People do that work. Comic
me
book fans do that work. It's a made up language. It has to be, but it also has to be somehow tied down into reality. So you look at the neighboring languages.
I do fully understand that, and I'm personally not mad.
It's a really proud moment for me. I hope you know that.
No, you put a solid argument forward. I'm gonna go do my homework.
I already did. I'll do it again.
Oh, he's on it.
He's like, I was ready.